Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading of mid-October. My name is Dawn. You're listening to Dawn Williams Tarot. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for finding your way. If you could please like and subscribe, because it's very important to have those little clicks in order for me to be able to grow. I am 2 away from having 300 subscribers. I'm so excited. I hope I can get those 2 additional ones this weekend. I'm going to do your reading a little bit differently this time, Aquarius. As you always know, I switch it up. I do want to bring your attention to some very big, heavy-hitting energies that are going to be hitting us this month. On Saturday, October the 14th, we have a solar eclipse in Libra on our new moon, which is a potential very potent time for us for manifestation and implementing positive changes in your life. And then on Saturday, October 28th, we'll have a lunar eclipse in Taurus, which that is on our full hunter's moon for the month of October. So we're going to have a very intense Halloween weekend. The planets will be in either an earth or a water sign. So you may be feeling a little bit more emotional towards the end of the month. So just be aware of that, okay? So I plan to pull a oracle card to set the energy for your reading. I will pull tarot cards. I'm going to clarify those cards. And then at the very end, I'm going to give you your 5 main things, okay? So your cards have been shuffled. And your message is, I clear my energy field. This is really important for you to do every single day, Aquarius, because there's so much energies, right? We've got so many energies that we're working through, and it just really helps just to clear your space and to reground yourself. You are an air sign. So therefore, it's probably a really good practice for you to ground each morning before you leave your house, and just protect your space for the day, okay? And I'm going to pull your cards today. The deck that I'm using is called the Gold Foil, because you can see the gold foil on there, tarot. So what do our Aquariuses need to know for mid-October? What energies are coming in? What do they need to be aware of? What are their blockages, if any? These cards are made out of plastic, which is weird because they're very nice to shuffle. But they just feel a little different. They're not the typical cardboard type of cards. You can see they really easily bend, right? And go right back to shape. Okay, Aquarius. Flip the deck. How are you guys doing? You're doing good. I just got back from the Pacific Northwest visiting family, and we actually took a trip to this place called Maryhill, Washington, to the Maryhill Stonehenge Memorial. It is a monument that is set up directly like Stonehenge in England. However, this one is made out of concrete, and it was created by a guy by the name of Sam Hill as a memorial for people in that area that fought in World War I. It was actually a really cool site. It's up above the Columbia River, up on this kind of this ridge plateau, So you can see it, see that Stonehenge formation up there. And we did some ancestral healing, that kind of thing that day. Okay, so here we go. So you have two major arcana cards. And you have the wands, swords, and pentacles. So your reading starts out with the Page of Pentacles. So this is representing you and your energy at this time, okay? What this page represents, pages are typically a new path, a new direction, or this could represent some type of an apprenticeship. Pages typically represent a young person in your life, younger people in your lives, and the wands have to do with our intuition, our wisdom, our creativity, our passions, our motivations, those types of things. In tarot, the pages always represent a message or a messenger. So it could very well be that you're waiting for some kind of a message to come in for you, Aquarius, to give you some answers to things. And this would be a kickoff, right, for this next part of your, for the next week. And then your next card, which is your next step, is actually the Seven of Swords. Now, typically, this card is a card of lying, cheating, stealing. So I would typically tell you, be very careful about your surroundings and those people around you. However, this is also a card of strategy, okay? So it's very possible that you're going to be using some types of strategies this next week. It could have to do with your job, could have to do with working with other people. The other thing about this card is that this is a swords. The swords have to do with the way that we think, the way that we express, how we communicate. And if you look at him, he actually is on tiptoe, because the story behind this card is that he went into the enemy camp here and he's stealing their swords. And the reason why he's doing that is because he's trying to figure out a way of how he does not have to go into battle. So he's using a strategy, right? And while it is like sneaking into this other area, he is trying to think, well, what can I do to prevent myself from having to do full-on battle? So this is a card of strategy. I'm not sure how this is going to affect you specifically in your life, but I hope that maybe the cards that we use will clarify. Your obstacle this next week is the Sun card. Now, the Sun card is typically a card of renewal and growth and healing and, nurturing yourself and those types of things. I feel as though somehow or another, because this is an obstacle for you, that the sun will not be shining specifically on you in a way that is being nurturing for you. It could very well be that, we're moving into a time now where a lot more people are getting ill. Cold flu season is kicking in. There is a lot of information out there that there is the potential that they're going to, have another variant of some kind that is going to come in that could prevent us from having our freedoms again. They're going to maybe potentially put us into lockdowns. I don't know how soon that is going to be. There's been so much talk and speculation. However, this is an obstacle for you for this month. So it could be for this next week. So this is something that you should be aware of. And I'll get clarity on that in a moment. The card that is your strength is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is a major arcana card. The Sun is a major arcana card. This Hierophant is also a major arcana card. Now, the thing about the Hierophant is that the Hierophant is about guidance and inner wisdom. And this guy is in a position of being able to give blessings. So he has his hand up here on this side where he's giving this, you know, 2-finger blessing. He's going to be blessing these individuals down here. But what I pick up about this card, since it is in your strengths position, that you're going to be going in this month more deeply into what it is that your higher self really wants you to accomplish. I feel as though you're going to be stepping into knowing what it is that your purpose is. I feel as though the energy is coming through for this month. As we're moving into the month of October, I felt like there was a lot of energy in this month for us to really do our spiritual work. And this is exactly that. This guy is the person that knows how to tap into his higher self. He is a representative of that energy of as above, so below. And he brings that energy through. So I feel like this is your energy, that this is going to be a very strong energy for you this next week. And then your final outcome is the Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles has to do with skills, has to do with your creativity. It has to do with your ability to create something beautiful. Creating, like if you look at this card, this guy is standing on this stool here and he's demonstrating his artwork here. And this person right here has plans in her hand. So this person hired this person to create this space for them. Okay, so this is a card of, it could very well be that you are going to get some kind of a contract if you're kind of a person that works for yourself, or you're going to get a new project that takes a specific skill set. Okay, if that does not resonate with you in terms of what you're working on, it could also very well represent you being very creative in your communication space, in your money space, in your home. Okay, this threes do have to do with creativity. It does have to do with unity, working together as a team, being recognized for your skill set, that type of thing. Okay. So now I'm going to use the Rider-Waite, just this small little Rider-Waite deck, to clarify your cards. And what does Aquarius need to know about the Page of Wands? Page of Wands is setting the energy for the reading. This is what is representing Aquarius at this time. So if we were going to choose a card to represent clarification for the Page of Wands, what would that be? All right, so I've shuffled your cards. I'm spreading them all out, and I'm just going to pick a card at random. Page of Wands is clarified by the King of Cups. Okay, so the King of Cups has to do with an individual who is the king. The king represents, kings represent knowledge. They've gone through a good portion of their life in order for them to get to the elevation of king, where they've had to learn their lessons along the way. This particular king is our emotional king because it's the cups. He knows how to balance his emotions. He knows how to attain things that are pleasing to him, right? Because our emotions are about how we feel about things. He has all of those skills. This is a very kind and generous individual. This is a person that really knows how to speak from his heart space. It doesn't necessarily have to represent a male. It does not have to represent any specific gender. Okay, this is just the energy of the card. And basically, this is somebody This could be that message that you're waiting from is from this king, or because remember the pages have to do with messages or messengers. So you could be waiting for a message for this individual that is going to give you the green light to move forward in a project, move forward in something that really lights up your heart space, that really makes you feel good about what you are doing or what you're creating in your life. Okay. Now the Seven of Swords is clarified by the Chariot. This again is a fast moving card. This could represent a move. This could represent you moving to another job. It could represent you moving to another home. It could represent you just feeling that energy, that feeling of I've got to get moving, right? As it's clarifying this Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Swords has to do with strategy and tactics. This card right here, this Charioteer, he is actually leaving everything behind because he wants to go out and he wants to experience an adventure of some kind, okay? Now, the other thing about this card is that this Charioteer is also balancing between the dark and the light, and he's moving forward. And on his, he does have a crown on top of his head, so he does have some level of, not authority is not really the right word I'm looking for, but some level of experience and expertise. But he's also willing to give up his home. He's also willing to move forward in his beliefs. And he believes that he's being divinely guided, okay? And the reason why you know that is because of the gold here around the card. That to me is tapping into his divine knowledge, and he's being guided to go out to do this, okay? So that's what I feel is coming in for you, Aquarius. So now we have the sun, which is in the position of being an obstacle for you, and I'm going to clarify that with the Four of Pentacles. So the sun, which I was stating, you may be not feeling well, right? Because this is something that is about health. This is about, nurturing yourself, those types of things. And this Four of Pentacles is representing an energy of your physical security. And if you look at him, he's really hanging on to his money. So it could very well be that what is coming up for you that is surfacing. Now, I had mentioned to you that with the October 28th lunar eclipse in Taurus, this could bring up a lot of emotions for us. And one of those emotions may be scarcity. So instead of looking at this as stability, it could be a card of, since it's in your position of an obstacle, it could be that you're really being very conscientious of your spending, okay, of where your money's going, as it should be. I mean, we're in a really weird time financially on our planet, especially if you live in the United States, with all the things that are, going on with, our finances. We're giving all this money away, and we don't have the money for our own citizens here. So this is an energy that you're going to want to be aware of as your obstacle, okay? Is that it may have to do with feeling as though you have scarcity, that you really want to hang on to your money, that you're afraid to purchase anything, and that you're hanging on to that really tightly. So, I would just suggest that if this is what's happening for you, follow your inner guidance. That energy, though, is also an energy of fear, feeling as though there is not enough. I believe that we live in a very abundant universe. I believe that we can create exactly what we need when we need it. And all you have to do is go within and ask for it. And eventually that will come in, because in my life, I've had so many ups and downs in my life, but I've always believed that I will always be taken care of, and I always have been. So I hope that is reassuring for you. Okay, Aquarius. So for your strengths, you had the Hierophant, and to clarify that card, I have the Emperor. Again, the Emperor is the culmination of all the four kings in tarot. So that is the wands, the swords, the pentacles, and the cups. This gentleman encompasses all of those energies. The Emperor is also associated with the Ram. So that's Ram, Aries energy that is pulling through. Now, this individual, I always refer to this card, for me personally, reminds me of President Trump, because he is a self-made individual. He built his wealth. He did come from money. So yes, that is part of his background, but he is the one that really built his, his legacy. And that's basically what this card is about. It's about building your legacy. It's about building wealth and security for yourself. It's about, so the Emperor also has to do with a leadership, taking a leadership role. And as this is a strength, and it's, you're aspecting this energy of the Hierophant, I really feel as though that this Emperor is going to be bringing in more of that knowledge of how to move forward, how to break down any miscommunications, because he knows how to speak, he knows how to get what he wants, he knows how to lead, he knows how to rally the troops, he knows how to do all of those things. He has all of those skills. He's done it, and he's done it very successfully. So I feel like that's the energy that you're tapping into. This is your strength. This could either represent you and your abilities, or this could represent someone very close to you that you're tapping into that will help guide and mentor you. Okay? And then your final card, which is the Three of Pentacles, is now being clarified by the Four of Wands. Now, this is the card. So this Three of Pentacles has to do with your skills, right? Creating something beautiful that you have made, that you know how to make. This could very well be somebody hiring you to do a job for them, hiring you as a contractor, hiring you to come in and help them in some way. Or this could also represent you working within your family or within a team or something like that, where you're working to bring in additional wealth and additional physical security to your home. This Four of Wands represents stability. This represents stability and harmony, and it represents a time of celebration. So it looks as though this month is going to be, the next week, particularly to the mid-October, is going to be a time of celebration for you. You're going to be celebrating something that you're going to be recognized for. It's going to be something that you're going to celebrate with family or those people that are closest to you, because you can see the swag here, right? So this is a really happy card. Plus you can see the gold on the card, which represents joy and happiness and feeling fulfilled and all of those types of things. Okay, so now that we've gotten clarification on your cards, I'm going to pull your 5 main themes to close out your reading. And your first card is the Elephant. And it says, a long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. And then we have the Vulture. And the Vulture says, depression and anxiety worry that someone is against you. Now, that could very well fall into that feeling of, your obstacles. because it has to do with, it could tie into the money thing, right? Hanging on to this money. And you may have some anxiety about that. So just be aware that that is an energy some of you may run into this month, because this is a general reading. Okay, pig, be aware of greed. I think we could all learn from that. And then you have the hammock, which suggests taking a vacation physically or mentally. And then your last card is dog barking, advice from a friend. Okay, Aquarius, your reading looks really good. I don't see anything that's a heavy hitter, thankfully. It looks like you've gotten a lot of good advice and some things to think about. And that should wrap up your reading for this time. I hope that you have a really great week, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Please like and subscribe. Your like clicks are important so that the message gets out, and I appreciate you helping me expand and grow. Have a great week.